Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to the mathematics class. Today is our fourth lecture in which we'll start a new chapter. Chapter's name is Lines and Shapes. If you remember, in our previous three lectures we finally got over with our first chapter, which was numbers to 999,999. This was our first chapter. We are done with it, and in this fourth lesson we will start a new chapter, which is lines and shapes. So please take out page number 48 of your book. Okay, please take out page number 48. You'll find chapter number 4 of your book, which is lines and shapes. This is the second chapter of your syllabus. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, you need to understand what is a right angle. This is what you have learned in your previous class as well. What is a right angle? A right angle is basically 90 degrees. Okay, a right angle is basically 90 degrees. Okay, what is basically an angle? An angle is formed when two lines meet at a point. Whenever two lines are meeting at a point, at that very point, which is called the vertex, there is an angle formed. Okay, now there are actually so many angles, and overall there is a 360 degree angle in one complete rotation. This means, for example, I have this point. If I start from this, if I move the entire circle, that would make 360 degrees. Okay, this entire circle would make 360 degrees, as you can see here. Okay, if I start from this line and I move and I complete one complete circle, that means it's 360 degrees. Degrees is basically the unit of angle, which tells us that we're talking about angle. Okay, so what is 90 degree? 90 degree is right angle. And what is 90 degree? 90 degree is basically a quarter of a complete circle. Okay, 90 degree is actually representing a quarter of a complete circle. You see, this is a quarter, right? If I consider this as a complete circle, what is the quarter? From here to this is a quarter, and this quarter is actually 90 degrees, which is right angle. Okay, for example, if you can see this line A and line B, so what is 90 degree? From here to here, it's 90 degree, because you can see this is a quarter, and if I complete one complete circle, that means it's 360 degrees. So 90 plus 90 is 180, plus 90 is 270, and plus 90 is 360. Okay, 90 plus 90, 180, plus 90, 270, and plus 90, 360. You can see this complete circle makes a 360 degrees. If I simply divide 360 divided by 4, I'll get 90. So that is why 90 degrees is a quarter of a circle, and which it is called a right angle. Mostly a horizontal line and a vertical line make up a right angle. It's not necessary, but you can see B is a horizontal line and A is a vertical line, and together they make 90 degree. But it is not necessary, right? You can see here, this is A and B. Now B was initially it was a horizontal line, but now it has somehow drifted down. As you can see here, it's down. Similarly, if B will move down, then A will also move to this side. So you can see A has also shifted to this side. So again, this is 90 degree. If I start from this point and I complete one complete circle, it would be 360. So 90 is a quarter. And remember, right angle is what? Right angle is 90 degree. Now, this was actually explained to you in your previous class as well. We just you already know what a 90 degree or what a right angle is. Okay, I hope. So the thing is, in this chapter you will understand what a perpendicular is. Now, perpendicular is basically two lines are perpendicular to each other. What is perpendicular? Two lines, for example, I have this B and I have this A. Two lines are perpendicular to each other when there is a 90 degree angle between them. Okay, whenever two lines are meeting at a point so that a right angle 90 degrees is formed, that means the two lines are perpendicular to each other. In this case, line AB is line A is perpendicular to line B. So what does perpendicular means? Two lines are always perpendicular to each other if there is a 90 degree angle formed between them. Okay, if the two lines are meeting at a point such that a right angle is formed, a 90 degree angle is formed, that means That means the two lines are perpendicular to each other. Okay. So I hope this is clear to you. For example, you can see this line is M. Okay. This is line M and this is line L. Now line M is perpendicular to line L. Why? Because there is a 90-degree angle. There is a right angle between them. Whenever I am saying right angle, that means 90 degree. Okay. So you see here, I have so many shapes. Okay, and there are literally so many right angles in them. For example, if I have this square, you can see how many right angles it has. 1, 2, 3 and 4. How? This line and this line make up a right angle. This is a horizontal line and this is a vertical line. Now this is a horizontal line and this is a vertical line, make up 90-degree angle. Then horizontal vertical makes up a right angle. Vertical horizontal makes up a right angle. So there are 4 right angles in this square. In this shape, vertical and horizontal make up a right angle. Again, horizontal and vertical make up a right angle. But here you can see that this and this, they do not make up a right angle. In fact, the angle would be greater than 90 degrees. Because if I just make an imaginary line, this was the case, if the line was straight vertical, then the angle would have been 90 degrees. But you can see this line and this line, the angle is greater than 90 degree because we have an extra angle here. Okay. So that means the angle is greater than 90 degree and this is not a right angle. One more thing, you can see that how do I tell you that this is a right angle and this is a right angle. A right angle is represented by a square box. So you can see this box actually gives you an idea that this is a right angle. Whenever the angle is shaped in the form of a box, that means it's a right angle. And whenever there is a curved line like this, so whenever there is a curved line, that means the angle is not a right angle. It is probably greater, it is probably smaller than 90 degree, but it is not a right angle. Whenever there is a curved line, that means no right angle, and whenever there is a square box, that means it's a right angle. And you can see the box is very much small, it's not that big. Okay, the shapes here are very much big, that's why the box is also big, otherwise the box is small. Okay, so here you can see in this triangle we have a right angle here because this is a vertical line and this is a horizontal line, but the angle here is not a right angle because this is a vertical line, this is a horizontal line, but this is not vertical. Okay, so you can see that if these are not right angles, I'll form a curve. Okay, one more thing, as I told you before, perpendicular, this line is perpendicular to this line because there is a right angle. This line is perpendicular to this line because there is a right angle between them. But this line and this line are not perpendicular to each other because the angle here is not 90 degrees. Here you can see this is a straight horizontal line, but this is not a straight vertical line. So the angle here is not 90 degree. That means that these two lines are not perpendicular to each other. Again, these two lines are not perpendicular, these two lines are not perpendicular, so there is no right angle in here. You can see this is a gift box. Okay, so this is basically an example of a real life object, okay, which we can see around us. For example, I have a gift box, so you can see this line and this line, this and this, these both lines are perpendicular to each other. So obviously because this is a straight horizontal and this is a straight vertical line, so I'll show you how you form a right angle. How would you form the right angle? Okay, in the form of a box. Again, there is a right angle here, there is a right angle here, and there is a right angle here. In this TV screen we have 4 right angles because this is a rectangle. One right angle is here, one right angle is here. So this means that all the lines this means this line is perpendicular to this line is perpendicular to this line, different lines are perpendicular to different lines. Okay, so lines that intersect at an angle of 90 degrees are perpendicular lines. Now I already explained this to you that whenever two lines are intersecting such that a 90 degrees form, that means the two lines are perpendicular to each other. So let's say we have a line AB and line CD. Okay, we have line AB, this is line AB, and this is line CD. Now when these two lines are meeting at a point, they are intersecting. Intersect means they are meeting. When they are meeting at a point and a 90 degrees form, okay, you can see this is a straight horizontal and vertical. So it's not necessary that always a straight horizontal and straight vertical would form 90 degree. As I told you before, it's not necessary. Okay, it's not necessary. So you can see that these two lines are intersecting and they are forming a right angle. So that means line AB is perpendicular to line CD. So how do you write this in maths? AB is perpendicular to CD. You can see this sign. This sign is actually indicates two perpendicular lines. Whenever there is this sign, this and this complete sign shows that line AB is perpendicular to line CD. So this sign shows that two lines are perpendicular. Now for example, I have line EB and line CD. So line EB and line CD are perpendicular to each other. You can see, no? This is a straight horizontal and this is a straight vertical. So there is a 90 degree here. Let me make it for you. I am making a bigger box so that you can see it properly, okay? But while you are drawing it, it's not really important to make such a big box. You can make a small one. So you can see EB and CD are perpendicular to each other, right? So when they are perpendicular, how would I write in maths? EB is perpendicular to line CD. But you can see that here line AB is not perpendicular to CD. The angle here, let me make it for you. Angle here, which actually is formed by line AB and line CD meeting at a point, the angle is not 90 degrees, it's not a right angle, so that means line AB is not perpendicular to line CD. Okay, so whenever the two lines are perpendicular, you should know what is the sign we use. We use this sign. Okay, got it? Now what are parallel lines? We already have learned what are perpendicular lines. Whenever two lines are meeting at a point such that a right angle is formed, that means the two lines are perpendicular to each other. Okay, now what are parallel lines? Now parallel lines actually never meet. Parallel lines never intersect with each other. They never meet at any point. In fact, they always have an equal distance between them. We can see here line AB and line CD. If these lines are, for example, they are moving, so you can see they will never meet with each other. Can they meet with each other at any point? No, because line AB will keep on moving forward and line CD will keep on moving forward. They can never meet. And one more thing, that the distance between them, the gap between them, the distance always remains the same. Okay, the gap would neither increase, it would not decrease. It would always remain the same. So these are actually parallel lines. Line AB and line CD are parallel. Okay, parallel lines are lines that never intersect each other and are in equal distance apart. Okay, that means the gap between them always remains the same. And look at this. For example, we have these two lines. Now you can see that these two lines will eventually meet, right? Because if these lines start moving, just imagine if these two lines start moving, so they will meet at a point, right? Let me show you. These two lines will meet at a point, right? They will actually meet at a point. But they will actually meet at a point, and you have to remember that parallel lines never meet. And one more thing, that the distance between them always remains the same. So is the distance remaining the same? You can see the distance here is so greater and the distance here is so small. So these lines will eventually meet and the distance is decreasing. So that means these are not parallel lines. Again here, the distance here is greater, the distance here is smaller. That means these are not parallel lines. Okay, so there are two indications which actually tell us whether the lines are parallel or not. First of all, the parallel lines would never meet with each other. Even if you just imagine them moving, they would never meet. And second thing, that the gap between them always remains the same. Got it? So let's say I have this parallelogram. Okay, I have this diagram. As you can see, this is called a parallelogram. Now I can see that line AD and line BC, they both are parallel to each other. How? Because the gap between them always remains the same. Line AD and line BC, the gap always remains the same. Would they meet ever? They would never meet, and the gap always remains the same. If I imagine them moving forward, the gap would always remain the same, and they would never meet. That means line AD is parallel to line BC. And here I have line BA and line CD. Again, the distance between them is always same and they would never meet. So that means line BA is parallel to line CD. But if I consider these two lines AB and BC, AB and BCC, they are meeting at a point. That means the lines are not parallel because they are meeting, and parallel lines never meet. And one more thing, are these two lines perpendicular? No, because the angle here cannot be a right angle. The angle here would be less than a 90 degree. It is not a right angle. So that means these are not perpendicular lines and these are not even parallel lines. So if you know that this line and this line is, they both are parallel, and this line and this line is, they both are parallel. So let me just make this thing more clear by using arrowheads. Now what are arrowheads? These arrows. These arrows are basically arrowheads. Now these arrowheads tell us easily which two lines are parallel. I know that this line and this line is parallel, so I'll make same arrowheads with them. And I know that this line and this line is parallel, so I'll make double arrowheads with them. So in this way I can easily distinguish which two lines are parallel. It won't actually confuse me to make this line and this line as parallel, because they are not. So just to distinguish them, I'll make one arrowhead with these two lines which are parallel, and I'll make double arrowheads with these two lines to indicate that these two lines are parallel. So when I know that AD and BC are parallel to each other, how would I actually write? If you remember, when we were actually doing the perpendicular thing, we used to make what sign? For the perpendicular we have this sign, right, which I have just made, and for the parallel we have this sign. You can see here, for two parallel lines we use this sign, and for two perpendicular lines we use this sign. So when I know AD is parallel to BC, so I'll use this sign. This double line is a sign to show that the lines are parallel. I know that line BA is parallel to line CD, so I'll make these lines. I have, for example, this shape. You can see this is basically a trapezium. I have point P and Q, so this is I have point P and point Q, so this is a PQ line and this is a RS line. So I know that RS is parallel to PQ. You can see that these two lines would never meet and the distance between them always remains the same. So that means these two lines are parallel. So how would I show? PQ is parallel to RS. I'll make this sign. Okay, this sign shows that the lines are parallel. If I consider this and this, so you can see that these two lines are not parallel because they are meeting. And the second thing is that these two lines are not even perpendicular because the angle here won't be right angle. Right? So these are not perpendicular, these are not parallel. Objects with parallel lines, we have got so many examples. For example, I have this board. So you see this plank and this plank, these both are parallel to each other because they would never meet. In this ruler we have this and this, these two lines, these two edges of the scale would never meet. I have, for example, this note, these two edges would never meet, and these two lines would never meet. So these are real life objects which actually give us an idea that things can be parallel. Now it's time to solve a book exercise. Open page number 50 and 53 of your book and make sure you solve both exercises of perpendicular lines and parallel lines. I hope everything is very much clear to you. Okay, make sure you remember how would you indicate whether the two lines are perpendicular or the parallel. You should remember the signs, and you should understand the main concept of perpendicular and parallel. I hope everything is clear to you. So make sure you solve this book exercise. It would really help in making things much more clear. Any confusion, any query, make sure you again watch the video and make things clear with you. Okay, so make sure you attempt this book exercise for your practice. I hope this lecture is very much clear to you. Meet you in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.